all silly again, so I'll have to figure out where it is. Oh, we're totally off the screen. Okay, I probably shouldn't have moved it. It's probably a little bit that way. We'll see what that looks like in a second. Guess I have to have the game up. Okay. Okay. It's still a little bit off. I think, did I move it this way? Maybe. Or that'll get worse and I just have to move it the other way. We'll see. But my mouse wasn't missing, it's just that the batteries were dying, so oh, I have to mute my Twitch as well. Mouse. So I just had to dig out some batteries really quick because it was not letting me like move the mouse on the screen like whatsoever, and I knew it wasn't the mouse because my mouse is fantastic. It was the batteries, so I tried to take them out and shake them really hard to see if that would give it a little bit more time, but no, I just had to replace them, so but I have the screen centered now, so I'm gonna get going. Oh my goodness, I still have 4 hours left on day 3, that's right. We're just gonna go sleep because there's only so much running around and trading and breaking into houses that I can do. So it's actually probably ever so slightly closer to go over to Capella's. So that's where we're gonna go. Although it's easier to kill people at Lara's. So I started pretty late tonight, but that's okay. I just had a bunch of stuff to do today, so I've been in and out. The Capellas. Maridorm. Oh my goodness. No, I can't sleep yet. I already took the Maridorm. Okay, we're gonna start back because I forgot I have to sell those black vaccines. Yeah, we need to oops, started the game again. We need to figure out a time when everyone's free or something and try to coordinate this a little bit better. Oh my goodness, I'm looking for a shop. I need to sell those black vaccines today. I cannot wait because they'll be worth more today. Unless I wait a long time, which I don't want to do. It's my money and I want it now. Right? So I got 10k, over 10k for those, so that's sweet. I just don't want this kerosene in my inventory, so we're gonna get rid of that. I don't want that one bandage, because, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that now, because I might not be able to sell things later. Cells of powder, they're only worth 2,700, so that would be like a crime to sell a powder for 2k. That is injustice right there. And then, yes. The black vaccines aren't entirely without worth. If you like going into plague houses, but you know, you can always save before you go into them, which is where I find it more worth it to sell the black vaccines, which are largely extra items that you chance upon anyway. So, oops, I don't want to give you money. Aren't you too picky? Oh man. So, a no save run. I've done runs where I only saved at the beginning, like once a day. So I guess that's more like toward the end of the day, because I would do the whole first day, save, do the whole second day, save, and I just oh, I got so many powders that run, and I would just use them. I'd stay infected for about 3 days, and then I'd use a powder.
My lips are too dry.
And I didn't really like murder people in that run or like go into plague houses too much. I just used a lot of lockpicks and only did dangerous things soon after my save. So I would save, go run around and kill all of my thugs for the day, get a couple lockpicks, and oh yeah, I came in here to sleep. Came in here to sleep. My pup is disgruntled. Oh, I should probably eat food. I have no idea what my hunger is like. Oh, it's low. And we will sleep for, I guess we'll do 3 hours. Although it's probably a little bit over 3, so I'll do 4 hours, but I'm gonna back out halfway through. So this is how you do half hours, or you do less time. So I just wait until I see the time that I want to do, and you just back out. So, I didn't actually do a whole sleeping for 4 hours, even though I put 4 hours in. So I didn't know if you knew that you could do that, but that is a thing that you can do if you wanted to sleep less time. I'm going to see, I did get infected on my no save run. I got infected a lot. I was actually infected for most of the game, but I would just use powders. I could probably stay infected for about 3 days before I really needed to use one. I'm gonna give the pup some ginger water. I actually haven't really given him much ginger water in the last couple days, so he just ate, so he should be happy, but he's not. Because some days we're just not happy. He has his Cat in the Hat stuffed animal that he's all curled up with. He was awake all day, so I thought he would sleep, but... Hi! I looked down at him and he just smiled really big. Yeah, it is harder, but you can avoid most of it, or just that's when I would use powders. I hate the flamethrower guys later on, because they do every time you walk past them. They don't really walk around though. There's only like 1 or 2 that do, so as long as you avoid their path, which I do anyway, which is probably because of playthroughs that I've done that were like that, just in case, because sometimes they just seem to like flame you out for no reason. So I just, if I see one, I'll go the other way half the time. Just because they inspire fear. I don't want to die. Okay, our reputation dropped a lot, so we'll start with our end of the day video. Oh, I forgot, it's not the end of the day still. I was gonna loot some trash cans for like 20 minutes. I'll go around the theater, that'll be a good waste of time. Making a choice to live like this. And all the noise I am silent. I just wanna be where you are tonight. Running the fire, fire. My skin, you won't ever know. I'm back in town, and everything has changed. I feel let down. The faces stay the same. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna watch the time tick up. Just want it to be the end of the day.
The day is over.
Whoops.
Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
It stays away from dead bodies, disappearing from corpses without a trace. It's been established that you can outweight it if you're careful and discreet. The glass will keep the best, as it's supposed to.
What does it mean?
It means we have a fighting chance. The infectious agent only sticks to living matter and is repelled by dead surfaces. Those who remain indoors are more likely to survive. Scurrying and making a fuss means death. All in all, we can fight.
You self-serving jerk. You've got your own agenda, haven't you? You're always up for a fight. You just need an adversary. What about the people?
Hush, don't you get in his way. He seems to have a plan.
It's all wrong. It's no good at all.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what the pantomimes are gonna be like. Not another Billy Joel song. Yeah, I wish that the cutscenes had subtitles too. That's something that I thought they would add for the HD version, but they didn't do anything in this HD version. I was very not so happy with it when it first came out. One of my friends got it right away, and we were excited. And then as soon as I realized that there was nothing extra added to it, I was very disappointed and I never got it myself. Oops. My reputation has just fallen below the acceptable limit. They were called pantomimes in the original, which makes a lot more sense than mime performances, given that they talk. But, you know. I guess the second half is silent, so maybe that's what they're referring to, but... you know. My being disgruntled by this HD version knows no end. Oh, that's right, I had a ton of waters. Say, every typo offends me. Okay, I'm gonna go in and see if prices went up. If they went up today... Oh yeah, that's right. I can't. I have to kill thugs. Okay, let's go find some thugs. I have to trade with you too. Okay. No, I was singing a couple yellow card songs before. They're kind of obscure, so... Where Billy Joel is like a worldwide, like... well-loved figure. Yellow card is not. They are very not so on the charts, so... But I love them, so... They're all over my chart. Whoops, that was a plague cloud that I'm glad I saw at the last second. If I had gotten infected already, then like that is how today is going to go. Can tell you know I hear this tales. My friend the giant and trafficking says, tell you all the times that I failed. The years all behind me, the stories I tell. Okay. Yeah, new mouse batteries make such a difference. I thought it was just because I've been playing with my mouse on a blanket, which, you know, does cause hiccups, but my mouse's sensor is like working so much better now. Oh man. I should have changed the batteries weeks ago. Yeah, just stand there. Oh, there we go. You found my mouse. Mine is black and orange, not just white, if that was the one that you posted on Discord. But I do love my mouse. I can't remember what brand or anything it was. It's just a flat mouse. And I love it. Because for me it's really uncomfortable when mice like my hand is like resting, like the middle of my palm is resting on the actual like curve of the mouse. It like bothers me. So this one, my hand, like parts of the bottom touch the mouse, but the whole middle is just like empty, and I like it. I like it a lot. You can buy them in bulk. You get discounts for getting 2, 3, 4, 10 whenever I see them online. And they have like 6 or 8 different colors, so you can get blue, green, orange, pink. I'm sure, because I've had the mouse for a couple years now, that they've added colors. They probably don't have just black anymore. They probably have white and gray. Ooh, gray and orange would be cool. Oh, now I have enough reputation so I can go in here. There we go. Oh, I didn't look at the prices of things. I have no idea. I think the prices are a little lower today. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I want to do this one. Yeah, so I love my flat mouse. It's so much more comfortable than your typical mouse. I don't know. Because there are so many different people that have so many different mouse holds and preferences on shape and size and all kinds of things for mice. And I definitely love the flat mouse. Significantly so much more than your standard mouse. It's a little bit wider and a lot longer than the mouse I had for it was probably like 6 years before I had this one, and I liked that mouse, but if I like used it for a long time, like the middle of my palm touching it would get uncomfortable after a while. My fingers would cramp up after several hours of playing something like, there's a thing, of like old school like Age of Empires 2 and StarCraft, where you're like doing a ton of combination clicks and trying to be really fast-paced at things. Every story I have told is part of me. Two, oh no, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got him. Okay, good. I thought the guard was gonna get him for a minute there. That would have sucked. Let's see. Yeah, Wooloo. Age of Empires, so fantastic. So, let's see. Oh yeah, going from different sized mice. Unless you were hurting yourself beforehand with whatever your grip was, then changing the size of your mouse can really be a big difference. Take a lot of getting used to. Okay. So today is day 4. I think our sister quests don't start until day 6. So I don't think I have to worry about those yet. I'll just say, there's almost always somebody who's suffering back here. I'm gonna save and try this again. Oh yeah, I totally killed her. I'm gonna reload that because as much as I love to kill people and collect their goods when they're dead, I want to keep my reputation up a little bit for today because guards will start being around, and I don't want to have to murder 30 guards 4 days in a row. Although that's usually how I play it. But that takes a lot of time, so I'm sure you don't want to see it over and over and over again. So we're gonna head over to the parents' house. Okay, so we're in good shape on all fronts. So that's nice. I like StarCraft and Age of Empires too, but other than that, I'm not a huge fan of RTSs. I usually like to play games that have a story. So there aren't too many I play that are just for the fun of it like that. I don't know if I want to buy all the trade items. Well, I just did, so there we go. I bought all the trade items. I have a bunch of trade items now. Gonna have to trade them away because my inventory's full. Full. Let's see who we're after today.
My eyes look just like buttons, don't they?
These events are unfolding too fast, but we must continue to act. There's no time to waste. Now I know for certain that it was them, the Utopians, someone from among them, or the entire lot. We must wrestle people out of their camp, one at a time. I'm not sure you're right, Mother. Could it be you're mistaken? I'm ready. Today we shall strike where they don't expect us to. You will talk to Mark Immortel. He is the director at the theater who stages prophetic mime performances with his masks. Some time ago, he staged a performance about the death of King Kuran. He knew Simon would die. You're shaking. Why? There's even sweat on your brow. How am I to speak to him? I don't know any of his secrets. It won't be the way it was yesterday. More like the day before yesterday, perhaps. Perhaps he is with us already. Perhaps he is himself preparing the Utopians, albeit in his own way, and you find out what is he up to. What he is up to. Did you say he's a theater director? Could he by any chance have connections with the caravan? He's been living here for a long time. I don't remember, don't know, but he's never taken an interest in children. Wouldn't even notice them, even banned them from attending his performances. No, it's not that. So he's not that wicked, but then what do you need from him? Need him for? This is almost too important for me. I've had a prophetic dream in which the Bachelor was going to turn the theater into a leper colony. Just let Mark Immortel know about this. Let him find a way to stop it. I need the theater badly. We need it. I can feel it. How is he going to stop it? What does it matter? He can make the building unusable for the Bachelor's purposes. It's important that I should keep it for purposes of my own. I can sense that my powers of prophecy have to do with that place. The masks and their soothsaying must be involved too. Who could help me? Maria knows. She's the only one who can influence him, and I think he is one of her suitors. No one except Maria knows how to get to Mark, but don't you go to her. You're not too strong to take her on yet. Think of something. Alright, Mother, I'll do what you're asking me to do. Okie dokie. I don't...
What?
Try to get some sleep. I don't remember going to Maria today. We'll see what the quest log has to say about it. We'll go straight to Mark on that one, and let's see what he has to say without talking to Maria.
Barley the barber is the leader of the gang. Some barber.
Yeah, coffee can definitely help you get through this game on days when you're running out of time. That's the only way my friend could get through on a couple days. Alrighty. So, how are you doing, my daughter? Have you had plenty of work today? Yes, rather a lot. All those places to visit. I had to go everywhere and observe everything. Yes, I understand. Will you tell me about it? I don't think I should. I really don't. You don't need to hear about any of that, my dear father and protector. Why would I say that? Are you finding it difficult to talk to me, father? Have I done something to make you angry? Are you willing to continue helping me in the future? It is my duty. You are already the talk of the town. Wicked people are afraid of you, and not just the wicked people. You inspire fear in many, my dear daughter. What wicked person have you found for me this time? Now I'm convinced that grief is the culprit. This man, this kingpin of the warehouses, smuggler and death peddler, has now let gangs of thugs loose on the streets. You can see what's going on. They cut people down, they murder women, they rob homes. They are too much for the patrolmen. But how could he have caused the epidemic? Bachelor Denkovsky found during his investigation that Grief has ordered thieves to dump infected corpses into the river, anything up to several dozen. The thieves refuse to reveal the location. In fact, they are altogether denying having done it, but the claim must certainly be examined. That's just horrible, and yet the infected corpses had to have come from somewhere. That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know if it's true, and yes, the exact location of where they dumped those corpses, before we stamp out the whole nest of vipers. And we are going to have to stamp it out. He has done too much evil already, this Grief. Perhaps he is not directly responsible, but indirectly is enough for us. But why don't you ask Grief yourself? You know where he lives. Bring him in and question him. Sounds a little scary. You won't have to fight bandits. Do you really think I'm asking you to do what I've just talked our bloodthirsty bachelor out of? I have already assembled a roundup squad, led by a brave patrolman named Wolf. They will find the killer's lair, once Grief's guilt is proven. Why look for it? We know where Grief's quarters are. The wily lowlife is denying everything. He feigned fear and pretended to have had nothing to do with it. He acted his part so well that he even raised the alarm himself, and yet I'm sure it's Grief who's inciting the killers, as well as buying up their victims' stolen belongings. Ask him if it's true. I am sure it is. I'll ask. That's not all. I suspect that Grief enjoys the Olgimski's protection. In exchange for giving them kickbacks, from his illicit trade in Twyran. Should Vlad take offense, I would prefer to face him fully armed. Ask Grief if it's true. I would like to know everything about him before he's dealt with. Alright, I'll ask him the way I asked the others. Alrighty. Let's see. My pup is not happy. I don't know if I should, We already gave you some ginger water, which I guess he could have a little more, but... Okay. He just, wanted something. Yeah. Yes, you do.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at without winking. Who said that?
Okay. Alright, I think, who sends you to the third quest? Because for once, our third quest isn't with one of the people we've been sent to see. The fourth day is when it gets a little different. Oh, I should have checked that one, I'll check it later. I'm gonna check this tailor shop. While I still can, jeez. I should, be killing thugs. Murder, murder, murder. Do do do. Murder do. Oh, I never memorized my song, Killing of the Ladies. I am just going nowhere. Okay, that means I'm gonna stop by Lara's on my way. Because I'm pretty sure that she has her third quest today. Unless I'm thinking of tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure it's today. Because I did talk to her, but it was before the day ended, so... Oh my goodness, that's a giant spider. Wow. I saw a giant spider crawl across a nearby chair. Ugh. No idea where it went. Alright. Go talk to Lara right quick. I know Sabarov has been saying that a lot. I don't remember such a quote.
Dogs are howling. Why?
From the original. Oh, did it? It should've. Where is our friend? You walk everywhere, afraid of nothing, and I need your help again. Would you agree to do something for me? What is it? There's a manhunt going on for young Barak. It appears that your patron, Alexander, is behind it, but he's unfair toward Barak. Why? The Harspex doesn't just chop up the dead for his own amusement. He's trying to create a panacea. Please find out what's happening and stop Alexander's punishing hand. He's blinded. Alright, I'll help him. I'll reward you if you help the Harspecks. I haven't done anything yet. Oh, and I have to go.
A stranger brought me a peculiar vial today.
I knew I should have talked to her before leaving, and I forgot. I was over here, and I talked to her, and it was before the day end. But I can talk to her after I do Saburov's quest. Yeah, because usually they have at least some unique things that they swivel through in the original, where you don't, on different days, like endlessly hear them say the same thing. Saburov does get pretty repetitive some days, but or like some sets of days, but I feel like it was never this much. There were a lot of different things that they would say for the voice acting in the original. Okay. Where was I going? Oh, I was actually going to the theater. Oh. Wow. See what's going on with these guys. What do you want, little girl? I'm looking for Mark Immortal. I want to talk to him. Mark is not here anymore, and I don't think he's coming back. Where is he then? Where? Don't keep me waiting. He may have gone to seek justice from the rulers. Will he find it? Or he may have found shelter with some good friends. But are they really his friends? Time will tell, my child. Time will tell. And you, go and live your life, while you still can. Oh no, tell me I don't have to go there again. Why is he so careless about choosing his friends? Off to Maria. After this, goodness, will I have to go there once more? The thought of it is bringing pain to my temples. Mark is in the crucible. Katerina's omens come to life. Okay. I will, go and see Maria first. And then I'll go to Griff on the way, back. And then go see Dad. Yeah, he does say that one line a lot. Yeah, the Executor on the other side, I think after you've talked to the first one, just says one of those, like, things exist and are happening kind of sentences. I'll talk to him on the way back, now that I'm almost over here. Then I can raid the trash can on the other side. And then I go into the shop while I still remember. Well, I still have the reputation to go in. Okay. on over here? Get one of those executor things. My page just like scrolls down randomly all the time on Twitch. I don't know why.
I often feel like someone's looking at us from the other side.
Oh, that's just charming. I'm so curious that I'm not even going to kill her. Let's ask her now, Mark, and remember what I told you then. What do you want, Changeling? I need to talk to Mark, but in private without you. See, Mark? Shall we give her a chance, perhaps? It'll be a lot of fun. So what was it you were hoping to tell Mark? Could it be the same thing you told my Uncle George the other day? Actually, I'm beginning to get angry. I should be angry now, but this is just too amusing. You've come to charm us. You're charming. No, don't say anything. You're doing a great job. But you really should have picked someone weaker for a start. Then this wouldn't have felt so inane. And we could do away with you without a second thought. When it's like this, though, we just don't have the heart. So I've been saved by my sheer lack of artifice. Of course, Clara. Surely you didn't think those tricks would work on us. Or is there really something you're missing? Could I be the naive one, and you the saint? Let's see. No, not even remotely. You do feel I can break you with a mere effort of my will, don't you? I do, but I have no right to call myself a saint. I got reputation for that, apparently. Well, hello there. You must be running an errand for Katerina. She needs a certain something, doesn't she? And I bet she's feeling uneasy. How'd you guess? It's written all over your face. But let's get right down to business. Seeing as you have very little time, the walls of this house are pernicious to you, little imp. What is it then that's causing your displeasure with me, or, say, with the most charming mistress of this hospitable house? What did you call me? That was affectionate. I could take my words back, though. Admittedly, you don't quite fit the definition yet, but you're almost there, although there's still some hope left. Perhaps a miracle will happen and you'll turn away from that path. You've challenged heaven, you're the reason for all that's happening now. Now, those are some strong words. You're much too impressionable, my child. Katerina's only dabbling in prophetic rhetoric because it's her last resort. Now that she's foreseen the beginning of the end, an ugly trick to pull, and cheap too. Take a professional's word for it. Yours is a world without faith. Why all the twisted notions? Why are you so hateful? It's only play acting, all of it. Like any game, play acting is a mere shadow of existence, a tiny fragment of it, a semblance. Not a hollow semblance, mind you, quite the contrary, filled to the brim. Play acting is fuller than reality, since it's smaller. You're always play acting, always a mummer, that's why you have this manner of explaining things. That's what I am indeed, and while we're at it, I ought to explain to you what Katerina's business is with the theater. It's got nothing to do with these masks of mine. But there is, you see, this creature living down there, an abomination of a spirit, a taunter and a tormentor. We call it the Rat Prophet. What? Now you're not making any sense. Yes. Thing is, Katerina's barren. She can't predict the future. That creature can, though. And it visits her at night. Unlike a true mistress, however, it can tell lies, and it's certainly good at telling the right lies. I don't believe you. Go and convince yourself, then. The creature is in there now. Speak these words to the masks. Earlobe and eyelid, and they'll let you pass. It will lie to me too. How am I supposed to convince myself? I'll save one more time. I feel like a thug is going to come out of nowhere. Oh no, that's right. My inventory is full. Just absolutely full. Oh, I have 38 waters, so I don't need to collect water for a little while anyway. Oh, the rat prophet is definitely, interesting. I don't think he was that unexpected for, Clara's path. I knew they had to throw some kind of craziness in here. And after, like, coming off of Barak's path, there was a lot of, weirdness. A little bit of rat prophetness. Is he going to spin around and throw his knife in my face? Yes, don't move forward whatsoever. Stand there and let me kill you. Excellent. Nothing better than that, right? Free items in my pocket. From one gate to the other, so daring and brave. Man's life, if a path from cradle to grave. Heh. And try and say that to me again. Earlobe and eyelid, masked, let me through. Go in then. Look at her. Not scared at all. The cute little thing. Careful with that talon. And there he is. Meeting number 1 for Clara. We'll save. Greetings, Plague Dear. Wait just a bit more. We're almost done embellishing your throne. The very heart of the town shall become the temple of the pest. You'll have the world at your feet soon. Plague me? Well, that is your nature. It would seem that you're right. And what is your nature, Prophet? I'm leaving. Gotta lay low for a while. See you underground, and I'll always be glad to see you. You of all people should know I'm not at all as mendacious as my jealous detractors are making me look. You'll always be my welcome guest. Do you really trust me so much? Oh, just rejoice, will you? Your actions have attracted the attention of the almighty powers that be. Do you know that what they want from you? They'll send you a note today. Forget your silly little tricks. Now your only chance to prove that you are not the plague is to perform a genuine miracle. You're lying. I've already performed many miracles. And just as many people with your miraculous hands. And killed just as many. No one knows what you are. No, you need a miracle on a grand scale. Something all-encompassing. Something to shape the world. Make it happen and boom. We'll believe you. And I'm not talking about those gnarly, angulous freaks. Their pseudo-lives are of absolutely no importance. It's all just a game to you. How dare you? In the end, you'll be surprised to find out that everything that you've heard, every single thing, was the honest truth, even the seemingly contradictory things. I'll drop by again later for more sage advice. Okay. So we need to tell Katarina. So we'll go to Grief next. What was Lara's quest? What was I supposed to do? Did I forget to do it? No, go to the Harspecs. Okay. Pretty sure he's just in his lab today. Wow, he's getting pretty close, pretty quick. Okay. Reputation's almost full, that's pretty sweet. Be able to run around and trade a bunch during the daytime. Probably gonna finish this day pretty early. That's right, my inventory's full. Let's see. Yeah, somebody always like gets there before you do to anywhere. So I'd believe that if he wasn't so small. He could be a child in a rat suit though. That wouldn't be too far off the mark. I'm gonna go talk to Ruben after this too. That's not what I wanted to say. This. Okay.
A spooky fella, that bachelor. A remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
He could be about one of the, like, tiniest little blonde girls' size. Tis us or them, right, kiddo? I have a question for you, Grief. I'm a trifle tired, I am. Well, my life's barely begun, and it's almost lights out time already. Questions? Who's got time for that? Oh no, I ain't angry at all, just tired. 'Tis all because of them questions. You agree to answer one, and a bit of your life's blood escapes with the answer, with the anger. Anger is our life's blood, little pimple. I feel sorry for you, you must be in pain. And do you know there's going to be a manhunt for you? Bah, old news. Don't you teach a cook in his own kitchen, alright? They'll end up grabbing the wrong man. The bachelor, more like the bachelor, wouldn't put in a word for me, so perhaps you will help me out. What with you being Sabrov's new little sweetie? Tell him I had nothing to do with it, will you? He won't believe me, he's too angry with you. He doesn't answer to anyone, so there's a lot of rancor in him. Livin' the thievin'. I've got myself a lad who can vouch for me alright. He's the best kind of advocate man could have, too. Because he's my enemy. The little prick never misses a chance to spear my honest thief's name in more dirt. It's that pesky little punk Notkin. Had it in for me since forever. Keeps setting his whelps on me too. And they have a nose for our lot's sins, and won't let any go unnoted. Ask him then if I'm a killer. And I will. Okay.
A fool's tongue is long enough.
Let's see how much the gun costs. Wow, it's less than half. Or no, it's half, about. Because we were 26k yesterday and now it's 14. That's significantly cheaper. Pretty sure though that it gets even cheaper. So I'm gonna wait till it's like, maybe less than 10k. I don't know how much we can hope for beyond that. But I don't really need it, so that's the point. Alright, so we're gonna stop in at Notkin's after I trade with this drunk, assuming he has anything. Aha! smile that rarely disappoints. Alright, so...
Something's wrong with my head.
Yes, you can trade for it. Well, you can buy it in stores. You just, if you buy it in the store, you have to have your reputation go up high enough, which is really tricky on the final days. So, there are a couple windows when you get reputation from certain quests, and if you're close enough to a house that happens to have, or a shop that happens to be selling it, then you can get the military garb, but it's pretty difficult to do because you just have to line it up ever so perfectly, and then by the time you've run somewhere, if it's across the map, your reputation's already fallen too low. Well, are we friends yet? Grief says he's been falsely accused, is that true? Oh, fill-in? Not a clean spot left on that one. Name a crime, any crime, and he'll be guilty of it. What did he get himself accused of this time? Of spreading the epidemic. What? Who said that? Sabarov. They're benefiting from the outbreak, that much is true. You see, there's this little known fact. That could all be because of the twire peddling by the thieves. There's been this special twirin lately. It's black, and it's surrounded by so many fears and prohibitions that there must be a reason. Little known, you say. How do you know it, then? We know everything. We're close by and have a nose for these things. That's what he hates us for. That bloody villain. So this black twirin, it's kind of sinister. Why are they so hush-hush about it? It's not like twirin trade hasn't been around for a while. The whole town knows. And now there's this... Is Fillin his last name? Grigory Fillin, that's what he's called. It was shortened to Grief eventually, and Bad Grief is his own invention, to sound bigger than he is, I guess. I see. Use that talent of yours to ask him about the black twirin. I'd love to see how shifty his eyes will get. Thanks for the good advice, Notkin. Start a new save. Just in case there are thugs back here is why I've been saving a lot. Don't want to have to do some of these conversations over and over. And sometimes you round a corner back in the warehouses and you don't have time to get ready for them. What's coming?
A spooky fella, that bachelor. A remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
'Tis us or them, right, kiddo? Now I'm gonna ask you some questions, Grief, on behalf of your greatest fear, and you're going to answer them. Huh, what? Fillin, oh Fillin, I know of you this. You knew ahead of time about the disaster that was to strike the town. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? This is not at all how this conversation goes in the original. Usually you have several options for somebody's name, and Ospina's was very similar, and George's was very similar, but this one is totally different. You called him something like Eagle or something, like Old Eagle, and that's how you get him to say something. This is interesting. Sure, kiddo, ask away. Where did you get my name anyway? Did Sabarov whisper it to you, the scum? You're not asleep? Heh. So do you still want to ask those questions? See this little thing on my neck? It's a step talisman against Maras like you. Eh? Alright, I'm not mad. Age-old custom of give and take and everything. I can get behind that. Do a little favor for me, and I'll do the answering for you. And what were you saying about touching? A little tot? Anyway, ain't you a piece of work? Speak. The Sabarov scum is trying to frame me. Knife attacks and other kinds of nastiness. Now can you imagine me cutting someone with a knife? Of course you can't. I'm not guilty of any of that, and neither are my lads. Now Sabarov, he's not angry on account of the people, just on the account of his people. I want to give him the actual cutthroat so that he leaves me alone. I'll clear my own reputation in the process too, so it's a win-win. I'll put in a word for you. There's a trophy lying in Barley's lair, a sack. Just make sure you don't open it or look inside, kiddo. Weasel your way into Barley's trust, eh? Then steal that bag, bring it to Sabarov and tell him where you found it. That's it, and the town becomes one cutthroat lighter. That's a lot to do. Aren't you afraid of making a bad bargain? And keep your pretty little mouth shut, will you? Don't you mention you're doing it for me, eh? If you doubt my word, you can ask Barley if he was doing. If it was his doing, then go ahead. I don't believe in magic grief. It can't be affected by it. Something's wrong here. Her responses in that conversation were a little weird. I don't know if it was him or her that they edited weird, though. In the original, it was a similar story with his true name and then his nickname being Griff, on that account, but, he further had another nickname that oops. He died real easy. I thought there was more than one of those. So let's see. Oh, I thought there was one by the door. Well, that one's not attacking me. So he's the one I talk to, but... Jeez. Oops. His pattern was a little askew there, so we'll redo it. I wanted to redo this first one anyway. Oops. Although he didn't give me as good a stuff that time. We'll go this way and kill the other one first, and then be able to fight that other one on a straightaway. Make him a lot easier. Whoops. I click on the draw there at least. I thought there were only 3. Oh, I'm stuck. Sometimes they give you bandages. I wish they would do that a little bit more often. This one. Okay. Oops. I started to get stuck on the ground again. Got stuck on the ground quite a bit there. That was a little odd. but we'll save. You ain't getting in. Look, you are ill. Put your sharp knife away and I'll help you. Oh, I've heard about you. You can heal with your hands, so go ahead, but be careful. Keep calm. As if we didn't expect that. He didn't, though. That's the point. Silly. Alrighty. And who would this little creature here be? Want to get a bob or a ponytail? Want me to saw you up in half with my razor too? Or shall I squash you with my nail, huh? I've come to warn you. I have a very important message. I'm gonna count to 3 now. If you manage to surprise me, you'll live. If you don't, you won't. Duh. 1, 2. Do you hear that noise from the corner behind you? Guess who's hiding there? Let's see how quickly I can do this. It won't let me pick up the bag. Crap. Oh, because my inventory's full. Jeez. Alright. One more time. I'll have to stow a trade item for later. I'll stow one of those. Although I could probably kill the guy. Oh, you can skip it. Tee hee hee. Now we run back to Dad's. I know, how often does look over there work? Honestly. It should probably just never work, you know? Go back to Mom and Dad, turn in those 2 quests, and then I just have to finish out, well, I guess Lara's quest, the next plot point is at Dad's, so, whoops. I'm gonna drop a save really quick so we don't die at this thug's hands. Poor Brown. There's actually a description on the bag. Soggy sack, a sack that feels like it contains a human head. He said not to look inside it. The sack doesn't have brown in it. It has Peter the rabbit. Which was weird enough. Was that also called? This is called soggy sack, and the other one was warm. Is it sack or bag? I can't remember. Roll of rose.
Yes.
Oh, the torment. What a torment this is. I've talked to Mark, as you asked. And so, pray tell, don't keep me waiting. Do you trust my insight? Do you know what I can read, that I can read people's souls? Would I entrust you with such things if I didn't? Would I let you rewrite and redraw people's destinies if I didn't trust you, my angel? He's not one to side with either the utopians or the humble. He stands apart. So why are you looking at me like that? This was not the most important of what you were going to tell me, was it? Do you know of the rat prophet? I sensed something when you uttered those words. I suddenly felt something familiar, as if something ran its sharp little claws across my back. I think Mark just wanted to scare you. He's against us, Mother. We don't need him. He's wicked. Let him subvert the utopians instead. So we get reputation for that, so my reputation's actually full.
The Kind's weepers are looking for their house father's body.
So I should run over to that shop while I'm out here too.
I've got a firm hand.
I will restore order here, god damn it. Father, if only you knew what I had to endure, but I found out that... What did you find out? Grief is not the mastermind. He really did prohibit murdering. The killers are being incited by a different man known as Barley the Barber. If it's true, we need to inform the Bachelor immediately. He seems about to try to snatch Wolf's glory from under his nose. I don't understand. I've set up a trap for Grief. Sergeant Wolf found out that the killer's ringleader had called up a meeting at a certain secret location. All that remains is to discover that location, and we'll catch Grief red-handed. The ringleader is none other than him. It cannot be anyone else. Actually, I haven't asked him yet, because you see, it was he who sent me to you to intercede on his behalf. I don't know about your judgment, Father, but mine is to be fair and impartial. Enough, we'll discuss this later. Now to the business at hand. I need to send a message to Wolf at once. See this sack? I stole it from Barley's lair. Take it. It's very heavy and wet. What's inside it? Show me. Well, fine parcel, eh? It's Wolf's head, the sergeant in charge of the operation, the one who first found out about the killer's secret meeting. Barley killed him. He's the real leader of the Barber gang. My most trusted patrolman, the sharpest, the most skillful and daring. I had him in mind as replacement for Yaklak, who had gone missing. Who am I to rely on now? Ah, the Blackguard. He is as good as cut off my right hand. I've had enough. Where did you say they were hiding? In a large semicircle warehouse on the side of the river. It's quite nearby. Isn't that where he said that he had sent them? So I'm gonna say, so am I to tell Grief you're not going after him today? They're all done for. I'll crush these ones today, and the rest of them tomorrow. Let Grief breathe for now. He must be in a panic himself. We shall see in 2 days. So you haven't asked about the river yet? I'm going now. So I've done this Grief a favor, haven't I, Father?
They say Haruspex is killing marauders now. Good.
Yeah. I like that, and I'm not sure if Grief says it in his dialogue in the HD version or not, but he says the wooden neck bends badly, and that one always sticks with me too, because that's one that he repeats a lot in the original. on different days. They say you're hunting down the Haruspecs, is that true? Yes, and it's good that you've mentioned it. Why? Because I've decided that today shall see the end of any and all killers who use scalpels, razors, knives, barber scissors, or any other manner of blades. The epidemic mowing down human lives is bad enough on its own. The streets will be safe, in daytime as well as nighttime. The Haruspex is not one to get caught easily. The executors just reported that he was seen in an infected district, very close to the works as it happens. He's scouting through abandoned houses, looting obviously. We could lure him into an ambush. You could. But how? Tell him that Dr. Rubin is waiting for him back home, with urgent business to discuss. This Rubin, by the way, is himself highly suspicious. Are the rumors true that he refuses to hand over Simon's body to the Canes? George is furious. Something's wrong here. Indeed. He is in one of the infected houses. Be quick. This will be more proof that you stand on the side of the law. I prove it incessantly every day. I'm pretty sure it's this house that he's in. I forgot about this quest.
No, I can't stand it much longer.
No, I'll be the one who restores order here. It's the truth. Yeah, I totally forgot at the beginning of the day to that I was a few hours short of ending the day. So that was kind of silly too. I'm totally prepared to stream every day. That's why I perfectly stream at the exact same time. Everything is so well planned out and perfect every day. Absolutely. There's a piece of twire in Anna's yard, but I don't see it. Alright, so we're off to find the Haruspecs. Whoa. I really want to murder that guy. Plague Cloud, Rat, Double Rat. The powers that be are getting increasingly worried. Oh shoot. It all ends in less than 9 days. Was that for real? Oh, it wasn't for real. I don't think I'm infected. Crisis averted. I'm gonna save here anyway. On a new save, because we just saved 2 seconds ago. Day 4, by the end of which it becomes apparent to the changeling that someone is twisting her good deeds. Double Rat. Double Rat. Double Rat. My goodness. We'll wander around for a wee bit and see if our immunity got hit. See if our infection meter goes up at all. My goodness. Pretty sure this is where we find him. I'm not seeing anything. We just saved, so I'll give the house a once over. Which means I'm probably going to get infected. But, you know... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, that's where the stuff is at. There he is. I thought it was this house. I remember that guard, as you're walking in, murdering me because my reputation was always too low. I'm sick of you already. Why won't you stop interrupting my work? Get lost. You bring me bad luck. I just wanted to say that there's an ambush laid for you. Don't go home today. Really? Who laid it? Alexander Saburov, my adopted father. He detests you. And then it goes different for no good reason, I'd say. I share the sentiment, but I don't want to be part of anything underhanded. We'll say for no good reason. Thank you. What was your name again? Clara, you're welcome. Can't take that. And we got out without being infected. Go figure. Okay, never mind. I'm still confused, but never mind. We're going in here really quick again. We're gonna save on this same not sure if I'm infected save. Because I'm not sure if I'm infected, guys. Really just not sure. What was I doing? Where am I going? I'm so confused. So I can return back to Lara, and I can go back to Griff. Something about Ruben, but we never went and talked to Ruben. I meant to talk to Ruben when we went out to see Grief the last time, and I didn't. Nothing happens if you don't inform Barack, because he probably wasn't going to return home and be there anyway, you know? But it doesn't really go any different. Most of the options that you do in this game, there's little to no difference between, which is always interesting. Very interesting. Is there a plague cloud going into this district? There's a plaguey-do. Okay, there wasn't. But there's a rat, so I'm going around the other way. Because rats... I'm gonna try to trade with this drunk and not get bit by a rat. Okay. Yep. Figured that rat would be there. What? We don't need to get bit by a second rat. And not just think we're infected, but actually be. Let's check on that. I don't think I got infected, because that would have been up a little bit higher and visible by now if I had, so I think I just narrowly escaped not being infected, which is very lucky. Very lucky indeed.
Them souls and a half are a bold lot. Or did they think Barley's gonna play tag with them? Game over, fellas.
'Tis us or them, right, kiddo? Oh, the things I had to suffer through because of you. The knots I had to tie myself in. Don't you get all metaphorical on me. Although the metaphor's clear, ain't it? You're alive, so that means the plan's worked out alright, eh? Am I right? I stole the severed head from Barley and I took it to Sabarov. He won't go after you today. Heh, go after me? He and whose army? Or do you think he'd turn up in person, getting his hands all muddy and dirty, like hell? Or was he gonna send you with some stamped piece of paper? Oh, you thief, you. Well, a bargain's a bargain. It's question time. I've got 3. Sure, go on. What do you want to know? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo-jumbo part. Alright, tell me. Was Olgimsky acting in collusion with you? It depends which one. There's more than one Olgimsky, you know? One might have, and the other one might not have. That's why you can't bring them down. One hand takes care of the other. One hand takes, the other gives. I was getting stuck into a different metaphor. The right hand foggeth whom the left hand caresseth. That's your answer? Boy. I think there is a text line that he says something about the Twyron trade being with young Vlad. Or I'm thinking of a text line that you go through with young Vlad on a different day as a different person. Now I'm starting to sound a little schizophrenic. Grief, were you aware of the coming epidemic? Well, we did figure it out eventually. You see, Black Twyron had been used as medicine during the first outbreak, and this time around the trade got really hectic and all. But those who'd ordered it must have known, probably as far back as summer. And who had ordered it? You know the answer. Who were you just asking about? I don't know. The elder or the younger? That's it, question time's over. 2 Olgimskis for the price of one. One was already stretching it. Wait a minute, there's something I don't understand. Like you ever would, little pimple. That's it. Enough questions. Grab some rest now. I'm really tired. You go away. Nothing for you to see here anymore. What, you liked my answers, didn't ya? Oh, you tot. I'll ask you more questions later. And the way I'll ask them, you won't be able to dodge the answers anymore.
Yeah, I sleep when I'm dead.
Do I want to buy the gun today? I don't want to buy it for 14k, but I have so much money and I won't need it for anything else. So I kind of feel like I should. 35k is still a lot of money, is Clara. A lot of money. I'll buy it just so I have it. Although I'm pretty sure it would have cost less on a different day. Okay. We couldn't get into Rubens at all. This is not the right way to talk to them. I was confused. Mistakes were made. Yeah, I think that I could have actually gotten him to talk with the mumbo jumbo that he told us not to use. His protection tattoo doesn't work as well as he thinks it does. But I already saved over it, so I can't do the conversation again without redoing a bunch of stuff, so... Barak's letter! You have betrayed me. What a careless thing to do. You've made a grave mistake in making an enemy out of me. From now on, you'd better watch your back. But I just helped you. You probably get that letter before they assume you have started the day and actually talked to him. So... I have so many razors. Lara, that's who I'm going to. I was about to say, I have no idea where I'm going. Who am I? Where am I? Who am I actually makes a lot of sense when you're playing Pathologic. Ah! That somehow didn't touch me. That was really strange. Lucky. We're having a very lucky Plague Cloud run. So far there have basically been none, and when there have been some, I've avoided them successfully, and it's just been kind of weird. Usually they just get you out of nowhere. It's probably the new batteries. Everything's better when you have new batteries. It's just the way things work. Stuck on a building. Yeah, she must have just coughed when her immunity got hit. 'Cause you would definitely be able to see something by now, I think. I could save and then sleep that would really be the way to find out. Because it's just a function of time. And then if I have to redo it, I can redo the conversation with Grief, but it's not super... It's not really something that matters, because it's something that's after the quest is done, so it's just an extra treat for you, whether or not he says things.
Was it a month ago? I can't remember.
I'm worried. Perhaps it's not too late to fix things yet. I've warned Barack. You did everything right, Clara. Take this gift. It's modest, but it will be useful to you in these difficult times. Thank you. Meat and a Torphine. Excellent. But that really is the end of the day at 8 AM. So, done, 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 absolutely done. So maybe I will go back. But I'd have to replay a bit. Because I think that save... Oh no, I think I could go straight to Griff from that save, so... Did I just save at Lara's? Yeah. So, I could load the save and redo that conversation, and then just be done with the day. I've only been streaming for an hour and a half, which is kind of silly. Oh, because that was my new save. That's right. I was gonna say, I'm confused. It's this save that I, Yeah, there are some things about this path. I mean, they were really rushed, to be fair. But there are some things about it that line up weirdly with the other two paths, or kind of undo them in a way that I'm not sure if it was fully intentional. Some of the detail work is really nice though. I just wish that the quests were a little bit more than just, I want you to talk to this person, and then you just have to talk to one other person or something to get them aligned with you. Or not. Because some people you just can't convince them. There's a rat chasing me. Sometimes rats only hit your health, and sometimes they infect you, and sometimes they don't do anything, so you never know.
Them souls and a half for a bowl.
Alright. So this time... Look, here I am, standing in front of you, flesh and blood. See a stamped paper? Thought not. Sure, go on. What do you want to know? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo jumbo part. Mumbo jumbo part! Yeah, I'm the real boss. I was lucky Barley came along at the right time, to cover my tracks and shift the blame and get off scot-free. The Bachelor never got my number. What did you need it all for? For 'tis my soul's desire, this killing urge. It's just that my hand was itching for some jolly fun time. Now tell me about the Olgimskis. Have they been protecting your shady business? Fat Vlad's the real man. 'Tis he who's running the market. The young one's clueless. It was he that ordered the Black Twyron too, his own doing. And the final question, Grief. Where exactly did you dump the bodies into the river? That wasn't us, I know, the whole chant with them stiffs, but that was the worms from the termitary, and I got the blame. I know nothing. 'Tis not my scope of murder, not my style, I swear to God. Poisoning all the water, that's just gruesome. It's not for you to judge, after all that I've found out. A blow with the big blunt stick in a dark alley, that's nice and clean, it is, especially when it's not from behind. With a knife there's even a bit of gallantry in it, especially when it's not your own knife. What do we look like on the inside, eh? What do you think? No one wants to drag that out in the open? That would be scary, heh. That would be giving away the secret. What secret? That's the point, I've no idea. I'll put a stop to it, I will. Just don't get me killed, little tot. I'll be useful to you yet. I've asked my questions, Grief, come to. So that's how that conversation goes. If you actually get through it, I thought you could, but he said not to use the mumbo jumbo. I guess I'm not going to continue to play this file. I could reload the other one and do like a little bit more, but since I did start the stream late today, I don't mind ending it a little early. I guess I didn't even do an RPG Maker stream today, which is just too bad. I'm going to have to remember tomorrow, though, before I start the stream, to finish the day out, because I'm ending at 8:30 in the morning. So I have a very full day of breaking into houses and whatnot ahead of me. Very full day, indeed. Starting at 8:30 in the morning. Clara's days go by really quick. I could probably stream 2. Well, because this is day 4, so I could probably do day 5. Well, it was probably 4 and 5 that I could have mashed together, so it's too late to do 2 now. That was actually quite a good find. I might continue from this file when I finish one. I'll have to decide. So I just found some good items. But that's all. Yeah, I have been streaming a lot. I don't mind it. Do a little bit each day, and it we get through it pretty quick. So I'll make a save and then I'll decide myself which one I'm going to continue at. But yeah, that's day 4 for Clara. Overall, there weren't too many things that it seemed like they changed around, but the quest log didn't really seem to line up again with some of the conversations, and some of the conversations, Clara's responses to things that people said didn't make sense, and conversations ended before they should have, or they ended on a weird note that we asked a question and then the conversation ended. So there are a couple of hiccups with the dialogue still that I'm sure it was like difficult to edit the text without playing the game. I don't know how much playtesting they got, considering it's like a 90-hour game doing all 3 paths, but they did have different teams doing the translations, so I don't know. But that's probably where I'm gonna end it for the day, and the real day, actual day. And hopefully if I start a little bit earlier tomorrow, then we'll have more buddies in talking with us. Because if you think about it, most days are about 3 hours. I mean, I finished this day in almost 2 hours, but there's still all the extra stuff to get through, so some days are over 3 hours. It'd probably be closer to like 4 hours for some, but if you said that generally each day is like 3 hours, probably closer to 4. Even if you're saying it's 11 days at 3 hours, that's 33 hours per path. Yeah. Summoning ritual, we'll just have to keep working at it. Something about 12 days. But yeah, if each day is 3 hours and you're only counting 11 of the days at 3 hours, that's 33 hours a path. So 3 paths, you've got, 99 hours. So I'm sure most playthroughs of this game are well over 100 hours, but I guess it depends on how much sleeping you do, if you do all the side quests. I'm sure my playthroughs are well over 100 hours, because I redo a lot of stuff. I never sleep unless I have to. It's just, a lot. Day 12, I like to run around and look at stuff in a grand sort of way. But yeah, I usually don't sleep. I'll run around and collect items with Clara's extra time, so I mean, her path's not really longer because you're not running around through like plague districts on your off time and having to redo days a lot. If you have to redo her like quests, it doesn't take as much time as like if you had to redo like if you like get infected and hadn't saved in a while as Daniel or something. Redoing a bunch of his quests could take up to an hour of extra time, where like redoing her quests, like whoops, have to redo the last 15 minutes. But yeah, her important quest-like time is a lot shorter than the other two. Barak has some pretty short days too, but Daniel's are pretty packed. I mean, Barak has a couple days that even I am going to the minute, but Barak's day 1 can take a long time. And sometimes I forget that you have to go to Mishkan at the end, and it's just like this huge circle of talking to like 80 people, and I'll like only give it like 3 hours and somehow like finish. But yeah, there's definitely a lot going on in all 3 paths, so the total of the whole game, it's gotta be at least 80 hours, even if you do a quick run with Clara, if you did all 3 paths. So we're definitely a good chunk through the game, because Clara's now on day 5. I think Barak, he's on day 4 or 5, I can't remember now. And Daniel's on day 8, I think. So we're over a third of the way done with the game, but not quite half, so we'll definitely get some more in over time and get the game finished up. We'll I think when I go through and I finally have them on there like day by day, I'll do Daniel's ending with Daniel, and then Barak's ending with Barak, and then I'll let Clara do her ending, and then we'll do the secret stuff and with Clara's run and leave it for the end. But yeah, I always enjoy streaming, and having our little side discussions the whole time. That always makes it extra worth it. So thanks for always tuning in. It definitely makes it fun to have our little discussions and question time. So I love the game and I know way too much about it, so it's fun to share everything that I've learned playing and replaying this game. And it's been fun for me to go through the HD version, so and note all the differences, note why I am always going to be extra partial of the original and will always defend it to the letter. Literally to the letter. But thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna end the stream here, so that was fun, and I have to remember for next time to finish the day out before I start streaming, or otherwise I'm probably gonna have to stop streaming and then be like, I'll be back in 20 minutes, guys, before I start, because otherwise I'm gonna be running around doing silliness for about 15 minutes, so yeah. Yes, this is your resident pathologic expert signing off. Until next time.